If the antiderivative is tough to imagine, then try to use a substitution where you substitute the most complicated thing as u. Actually, let's not do it cosine to the fourth. Let's just do cosine of x, because du, I can see we're going to have in the top. Almost. We have sine of x. We need negative sine of x, so we'll multiply the entire outside. Okay, so rewriting with our substitution, these limits of integration applied to x, so that's why I'm not writing them just yet. Okay, so this is du, and then this is u to the fourth in the denominators. And I'm just going to move the du off to the side. There's our substitution. But before we find an antiderivative, look, 1 over u to the fourth, that's the same as u to the negative fourth. And when you find an antiderivative, you're going in the opposite direction of a derivative, right? A derivative means the power decreases by 1. The derivative of u to the negative fourth would be u to the negative fifth. The antiderivative means the power goes up by 1 instead of going down by 1. So the antiderivative, u to the negative fourth, is going to be u to the negative third times the reciprocal of that power. The reason why we have to multiply by negative 1/3 is because the derivative of this term needs to turn back into this, negative u to the negative fourth. So the negative 3 comes down, multiplies, negative 1/3 times negative 3 makes 1. We still got that negative sign on the outside that we're supposed to have. And then the power gets reduced by 1. Negative 3 minus 1 makes negative 4. So that is the antiderivative, but if it was without limits of integration, we'd say plus some constant c, but there are limits of integration. So the last part is two last steps. Negative times negative makes a positive, and then instead of u, I'm going to put this back in terms of x. So that's cosine x to the negative third, and then we can plug those limits of integration back in, because now it's back in terms of x. So this is the same thing as cosine x to the third power, then from 0 to pi over 3. So you'd want to plug in pi over 3. If you plug in pi over 3 cosine pi over 3, pi over 3 is a 60-degree angle. And so if this is 60 degrees, this is square root of 3 over 2. There's different techniques from pre-calc with how to do this. I always taught my students to memorize these reference triangles. So cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So cosine pi over 3 is going to be 1/2 to the third power. Means 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2, so that's 1/8 in the denominator. And then if you plug in 0, cosine of 0 would just be 1. So this is going to be subtracted by 1/3. So rewriting the denominator over here, this is 3/8. And if you're taking 1 divided by 3/8, the same thing as 1 times 8 over 3. So I get 7 over 3 for a final answer.